Technology is generally considered to be a man-made product that has the sole purpose of adding convenience to human lifestyles. It is often associated with electronic products, but is not limited to them. Technology is created through scientific application. A piece of technology I used for production was a high-definition camera. The camera I used was specifically a Canon 270SX HS, a super zoom digital camera capable of 1080p at 60 frames per second. I have good experience with this camera since my own personal device, and making the overall experience handling the camera somewhat easier. The camera was used for recording all of the footage seen in the opening sequence of Paranormal Mind. We made use of the camera's built-in filters to allow maximum optimization in certain conditions, such as an indoor lighting filter. This allowed us to get the best footage possible. Overall, the usage of the camera was mainly successful. The 1080p footage came out looking professional, especially in good lighting conditions. However, in poorer lighting, some graininess did sometimes become visible, which reduced the professional and polished look to it. This was something we could not fix, as some parts of the opening sequence required to be filmed in gloomy light conditions in order to convey to the audience that the atmosphere was unsettled. All things considered, I rate the camera an 8 out of 10 overall. Another piece of technology we used for the production for the opening sequence of Paranormal Mind is softbox lighting. This consisted of 3 high-powered 125 watt bulbs at a special 5500 Kelvin color temperature. This specific color temperature replicates natural light well, which means they are very handy for a house with limited windows. My experience with softbox lighting is good since I have used them personally for a few months now. The softbox lights were used in areas of the filming locations where the lighting was insufficient and consequently causing the camera quality to drop. They provided natural looking lighting for the scenes that required it, but was not used for the gloomier scenes since there is no control over the brightness of the bulbs. These lights allowed us to clearly distinguish to the audience what parts were normal and what parts were tense, therefore conveying the scary parts clearly. However, sometimes the 3 lights we had were not quite enough to light up a large room as much as natural daylight would, so we had to carefully place the camera in order not to have a dark spot in shot. Due to the slight inconvenience, I rate the lighting a 7 out of 10. After all the footage was shot, we used several software programs to edit our footage. One of the pieces of software we had used was Cinema 4D. This is used for creating highly sophisticated animated 3D graphics and is used by many professionals. I've had no experience with this program, so everything Connor and I did was new to us. We used Cinema 4D to create the production company titles, which are situated at the very start. This was created by using several layers to make space, earth, text and so on, and then animating them from the controls which are located near the top. Using Cinema 4D was a success, mainly down to the extensive help and tutorials that are available online. It allowed us to create a professional looking animated clip which we believe will complement the opening sequence well and allow our target audience to have trust in our production. We did not fully use Cinema 4D to its full potential though, so it would have been good to have more time to master more of the functions. Because of that, I rate this 9 out of 10. We are currently displaying all of our produced work on an online blog, but a website is needed to embed the PowerPoints I create onto my blog. One of my favourite options to do this is eMaze, a free online converter to turn your PowerPoints into a working HTML code to embed. Furthermore, it allows you to decorate your presentations with preset themes to make your work look much more professional and appealing to the eye. For example, I was able to make more of my presentations fly through a virtual city. Using eMaze is a very simple thing to do, even for beginners. It requires you to upload your PowerPoint and then simply choose a theme to overlay on top of it. There was no function that even a beginner would find too difficult to use. Overall, eMaze allowed my presentations to pop out, look smart and be different. It gave my blog a much more visually appealing side to it. However, not all of eMaze's features are unlocked, so I was restricted in some ways due to the locked themes. However, this was a solid piece of online conversion and therefore I will rate it 9 out of 10.